What if I told you that everything you know about history's most infamous queen is a lie? That the woman who ruled Egypt wasn't Egyptian at all, but a pawn in a game of gods and monsters? Her name echoes through millennia, tangled in romance and ruin. But what if I told you her story is not one of love, but of obsession? Of poison hidden in goblets, siblings murdered in cold blood, and a mind sharper than any blade. This is Cleopatra, not the seductress of legend, but a strategist, a scientist, a killer. And her secrets will chill you to your core. 1. The bloodline of madness, where it began. Cleopatra VII was born in 69 BCE into the decaying heart of the Ptolemaic dynasty, a family that made the Borgias look functional. The Ptolemies married siblings, executed parents, and bathed in the blood of rivals. Her ancestors were Macedonian Greeks, not Egyptians, and their capital, Alexandria, was a glittering cesspool of intrigue. By age 12, Cleopatra was already a pawn in her father's brutal politics. When he died, she was forced to wed her 10-year-old brother, Ptolemy XIII, a marriage as poisonous as the snakes in their palace gardens. But Cleopatra was no lamb. At 18, she seized the throne alone, ousting her brother in a coup that sparked a civil war. Rome's generals watched, salivating, as Egypt teetered on collapse. She knew survival meant playing the deadliest game on earth, ally with Rome, or become its conquest. 2. The Poisoner Queen, Science and Sabotage. Cleopatra was a polymath, a scholar fluent in 9 languages, a mathematician, and a ruthless chemist. Legends claim she compiled a library of poisons, testing them on prisoners in her dungeons. Imagine her, cloaked in linen, watching as condemned men convulsed from a drop of aconite or choked on cyanide-laced honey. She mastered the art of the silent kill, using toxins that left no trace. Even her beauty was a weapon. Ancient texts describe her voice as golden, her presence intoxicating, but her cosmetics were laced with belladonna to dilate her pupils, making her gaze hypnotic. When her sister Arsinoe IV rebelled, Cleopatra didn't flinch. She lured Arsinoe to Ephesus, then ordered her execution in the Temple of Artemis, a sacrilege so shocking it haunted Rome's Senate. Her brother-husband Ptolemy XIII drowned in the Nile during their war, a convenient accident. And when her other brother, Ptolemy XIV, died suddenly after a feast, well, let's just say Cleopatra's wine was never served by accident. 3. The Lies of Love, Caesar, Antony, and the Making of a Myth. History paints her as a seductress who bent Julius Caesar and Mark Antony to her will. But what if the truth is darker? Caesar wasn't ensnared by her. He needed Egypt's grain and gold. Their affair was a political merger, sealed by a son, Caesar. When Caesar was assassinated, Cleopatra didn't mourn. She returned to Alexandria, executing her remaining siblings to clear the throne for her child. Then came Mark Antony, a man as hungry for power as she. Their alliance was a spectacle. Antony divorced his wife, Caesar's heir, married Cleopatra, and declared her queen of a resurrected Ptolemaic empire. But Cleopatra wasn't in love. She was building a dynasty. When Octavian, Caesar's heir, declared war, Antony's loyalty crumbled. Cleopatra fought not for romance, but for survival. 4. The Death That Wasn't, the Asp and the Lie. The legend says she died from an asp's bite, a queen choosing eternity over humiliation. But history whispers otherwise. After Octavian's victory, Cleopatra barricaded herself in her mausoleum, clutching Antony's corpse. When Octavian's soldiers broke in, she was already dead, or was she? No snake was ever found. Instead, ancient sources hint at a poisoned hairpin or a vial of aconite hidden in a figure. Some claim she faked her death, vanishing into the desert to reclaim her son. But Caesar, her teenage heir, wasn't so lucky. Octavian hunted him down, executing him in the streets of Alexandria. 2 Caesars are too many, he sneered. Cleopatra's other children, twins by Antony, were paraded through Rome in chains, then erased from history. 5. The ghosts she left behind. Cleopatra's tomb has never been found. Some say it's buried under Alexandria's waves, swallowed by earthquakes. Others swear it's hidden in the cliffs of Taposiris Magna, guarded by curses. But her true legacy is her duality. She was a goddess to her people, a witch to Rome, a mother who killed her siblings, a queen who died undefeated. The Romans vilified her as a whore to justify their conquest, but Egyptian records revere her as a pharaoh. Even her name is a riddle. Cleopatra means glory of the father, but her true name, Cleopatra Philopator, translates to the one who loves her father. Yet she murdered her own to rule. Was she a patriot, a tyrant, or both? 6. The Queen in the Mirror. Cleopatra's story isn't about downfall, it's about defiance. She took a crumbling kingdom and made it a weapon. She used every tool at her disposal, mind, body, and blade, to fight an empire. Her life asks you, what would you sacrifice to claim your power? To rewrite your story? The next time history tries to bury you, remember, the Queen of the Nile didn't just rule a land. She ruled the narrative. The asp didn't kill her. Rome didn't break her. Cleopatra died as she lived, on her own terms. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content. Until next time.